Nice.
What up, guys?
Hello, peeps.
What's going on?
Cheerio.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, governor.
For those of you who might not know who this handsome young man is behind us, Peter, would you like to say hi?
What's up, people? I'm Peter, and I play a guy on The Walking Dead with the man bun, and I brought it here to show you guys.
There it is.
Play Eduardo on the show, and you might know me from the Hilltop. So
You're also rocking a very familiar T-shirt, I can see.
Yes.
oh, you guys, what a coincidence,
Right?
Yeah, it's a shirt of well, me, I guess. But no, this is Oscar Rodriguez. He designed it.
Yep.
And yeah, I thought it was really cool just to have the no eyes or anything like that, just the profile and the facial hair, and really accentuate the man bun, I guess. So we got these printed on shirts, and now we're selling long sleeve tees and anything, short sleeve, hoodies, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited about those.
You guys got like a tank top going or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think he knows more about the actual fits because he does the store. But I think you can pretty much put him on anything. Like he was showing me mugs and stickers. And,
yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
It's pretty cool to see that shirt making its way around, man. Like, I will have one soon. But
absolutely, I'll send you one.
Whoa. Can I get it autographed?
No. No.
That's cold. Bro.
What
That's
the?
cold.
Now, you know what though? Actually, on the back of the shirt,
Yeah.
we actually we did our autographs, Oscar's and mine,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're printed on the shirt. But I'll send you one as well with it.
James, you there?
Oh, did James?
Oh, what
there
up?
he is. Hold on, James. James just came in.
Peter Zimmerman, high five, right here.
No, there it is.
Yeah.
I gotta go back.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, hold on.
Nope.
No, James is too far up.
Damn it, James.
James, you got to back up.
Yeah.
Back up a hair, James. There it is. It's a high. Now, clap. Go. There it is. Good. We had a high five success.
I like
Close
it.
enough.
Excellent.
I like it. You can
What's
close
up,
this
man?
out, right? Or no?
Yeah, I can close it out now.
Guys, how's it going? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year.
How are you?
Fantastic. Freezing my ass off here in New York.
Join
You
the
guys were
crowd.
down in Jersey recently, right?
We were.
We
Walker
were.
Stalker.
We were.
What was that?
Good. You didn't want to pop in?
I saw you shot me a message there. I missed it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jumped in the back of the car.
We were down in New York City for our first night. We went down there, and Oscar's like, "Hey, you guys want to go?" A bunch of the guys from the convention are going to New York City, or going to the city. And I was like, "Oh, New York City," and I'm like, "Oh, we are that close to New York City." So we ended up going to Hell's Kitchen, and
Oh, man.
we ended up drinking a lot.
What a great night.
Yeah.
What a great night. So, guys, this is what the people have wanted. Real quick, James, you want to say hello to everybody watching?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Happy New Year. So good to see y'all.
Exactly. They're everywhere. Officially, your podcast, by the way, I just want to throw this out there.
Holy shit, we have 34 people watching and 25 likes already.
Yeah, your podcast has been probably the most awaited podcast since the person that you guys roughed up and threw into a pen by the name of Xander Berkeley.
Well,
That's how we do it.
Yeah. So
Hilltop style.
This is definitely going to be a question-filled podcast about why are you so mean to him? You know?
Yes.
yeah, man, you love to hate.
Oh,
What do we got going on right now?
hold on.
What's
hold on.
happening? What's happening back there?
This is too weird. Hold on. Oh, how can we?
You got to pull back up this again. You got to pull this up again.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. There we go.
All right.
I
Sorry,
can't
guys.
deal with the not seeing you guys because it's like there's a delay, so it's just really weird to see.
Yeah. So what just happened with the whole flexing and stuff? I missed something.
Oh, roughing up Mr. Xander Berkeley.
All right.
Gregory.
Pulling out the big guns. All right.
By the way, just so you guys know, you officially have ovaries exploding and moistness is occurring.
There's already a request for a shirt.
Don't ever say that word again, please.
What,
What
moist?
was that, moist?
I hate that word. Oh my god, I hate that word.
Or you're not a fan of the word either, Pete? It's no good, Peter? Not.
No, I mean, no. Just don't say it again.
All right.
Please.
I'm sorry. I won't. I don't like saying it being a dude. I hate saying
I know what you meant. I know what you meant. As soon as you got into the ovary conversation, I knew it was headed in that direction.
So. Right.
Yep.
So, Peter, you got anything new going on this year?
Yeah, man. I just dropped a EP 2 days ago.
Yep.
Called Approval.
Yep.
And it's six songs, and they're kind of like 6 singles, standalone type of songs, pop, hip hop, fusion. And I'm really happy about it. I think it's a good body of work. And I'm gonna flash the camera here to my producer / best friend. He's the one who produced 3 of the tracks on the album. So it's Marquise. Marquise, say what's up.
What's going on, guys?
Marquise, I've heard about you.
Heard a lot about you as well.
Nothing good, I'm sure.
Yeah, nothing good at all. So hold on. Let's we did a little pre-call show with Peter because we're waiting for Mr. James over here to show up, and we heard that James has a dark side, and I kind of want to hear about this.
Yeah. What is this, James? I mean,
I don't know who said that.
We heard whispers.
I wonder who.
We heard whispers, bro.
Who could that been? Who could that have been? Which dark side is this?
Which one? Ooh.
One of your many dark sides.
Okay.
Now James is obviously James is a lovable. I mean, look at his face. He's such a nice looking guy, and very kind and always smiling. But I've gotten to know James pretty well this year.
Yep.
And I will say James has a bit of an edge to him. He's been working out a lot. Yeah, I think one time we were on set and he was actually like bigger than me, and I was like, dude, you've been really hitting the gym. And I just remember like his whole demeanor, like not in a bad way, but he's definitely exuded that that I'm a tough guy this year. So I think I'll let him elaborate on it. I don't want to go too far into it, but he definitely, it's a good thing. So.
Well, no, I am. I don't know if this is the first time I'm hearing this. I just call that life. I just call that living. No, when I first met you, Peter, I think I had shoulder surgery not too long after that, or maybe it was like in the second season that we shot. I had gotten shoulder surgery like the month before, so I was really tiny. I wasn't working out very much. But after 6 months of PT, gotta get back on that bandwagon, baby. Gotta pump that iron.
Yeah. So he's definitely been killing it in the gym. So you guys will probably see the muscles this season on Walking Dead.
All right, that's good.
I like it.
I mean,
we work better when we are equally strong and
right.
Got each other out. Got to spot each other.
Right.
That's right.
Peter's not afraid of no fitness. I mean, he's been hitting it for a while. I mean, I remember all the posts he used to, pictures and stuff of him running, working out. He would show the man bun flexing in the background.
Right.
Yeah, he was doing deadlifts with the man bun,
The man bun.
Yeah, the 25-pound weight attached to it. Guys, real quick. Real quick, would you guys please do a shout out for one of the women watching tonight? It's her birthday.
Oh, March, yeah.
She's in Scotland watching right now, roughly 1:30 in the morning.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Her name is Marge Mosher.
Mosher.
So it's her birthday. Guys, would you please say happy birthday to her for us?
Happy birthday, Marge. Thank you so much for tuning in at that crazy hour, and we're happy to have you here.
Love you, Marge. I love the Scottish accent.
Oh, man, right?
So
I told her if I ever get to Scotland, we're gonna do that competition. It's called caber tossing, where you run with that giant fucking pole and you just throw it. You ever see that? Look it up. These dudes run with it's like a telephone pole. It's like 20 feet high in the air, and they run with it. They hold it in their hands, and they run, and then they throw it in the air.
Wow.
It's amazing. These guys, like those Scottish dudes, are like just boring oxes or something. I'm not really sure.
Right.
Damn.
But
I'm gonna check that out.
yeah,
What's it called?
caber, Caber, tossing.
Okay.
Yep.
I think we know what to do during downtime on
Yeah.
set there.
Yeah.
Go find some trees and shit and start throwing them.
Or
around.
just grab part of the wall of Hilltop
we
and
can
start
make
throwing that.
happen. There's a
Yeah.
lot of trees around.
You got wood and all, shit everywhere,
Yeah.
especially at Hilltop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
All right, guys. So let's get into this. Let's get into this season 8. All right. You guys had a lot of screen time together, and obviously you said you spent a lot of I guess off screen time together. So all the photos we saw, you guys hanging out, chilling and stuff. So definitely helped create that bond that is there in the comic books. You guys seem to be great friends. So I'm gonna kick it off with a question. This first question is from Jeannie. She wants to know, do you guys agree with Maggie? It says, do you agree with Maggie killing the Pissy Pant Savior? I'm not sure which one the Pissy... Oh, I remember which one the Pissy Pant is now.
Mm.
Is that the cupcake one? Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James. You got it.
Well, do I agree? You know, I think we trust her leadership and her judgment, and I think she's seen a lot out there in the world over the years, and she has a lot of experience leading people. And though it was shocking, I support. You know, I think all of us support what she did. I think just violence at the Hilltop is. Maybe hits a sensitive, close to home spot for us. So though it was maybe traumatic, it's a tough world, and it's very. I think it's kind of one of the beautiful things that Maggie's bringing out of us as a community is just how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to defend yourself, how to be a leader, how to protect your family.
Okay. Peter, anything to add?
Yeah, I agree. I think that she's obviously proven herself as a leader, and I think that I think everybody was shocked. I mean, Jesus was shocked. We were all kind of just stunned about the sudden, gunshot. But I think all in all, we're supportive of her leadership and the decisions she makes, and we know that everything she's doing is for the good of our community. So. Yeah.
Okay. Second part of this question. Now, so there's going to be a lot of back and forth about your ex-leader / possible traitor. So, second part of that is, how do you guys feel about having to be the ones that threw Gregory in the pen? And how do you guys feel about him, going to Simon and Negan and the Saviors to try to take over the situation, I guess? Oh boy.
Well, I mean, I think as an actual character, I think I love it. I love it. I mean, the day that we shot that was like, it was so fun. Like we tried a bunch of different ways that we would be dragging.
Somebody lives in New York City.
Hey, baby.
Sorry, I heard sirens, bro.
That's right. It's authentic. So I'm not lying to you. I'm really there.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like Gregory has shown his colors even before he and I went into that van to go. He invited me to go in that van to take him to see those guys. He's showed his colors at the Hilltop in a lot of different ways. His kind of smarmy kind of way he leads things. So I think he's maybe not the most beloved guy, but he gets the job done. So I think when there was a chance to kind of protect our community after he did go to Negan's, that was, to me, that felt like the right thing to do, is to put, for our own safety and just for, I don't know, retribution, call it what you will. Like, you don't sell us out,
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I absolutely loved every moment of getting to rough Xander up and every take we got to shoot. First of all, he's one of the funniest guys you'll meet. I'm sure James can attest to that, because it's just every take was completely wild. And I mean, it was kind of muddy that day too. So he was slipping, I was slipping, James was slipping. It was so real. But no, I think from a story perspective, I've obviously defended Maggie in numerous situations against Gregory. So for me to finally get to do something about it was awesome. And to kind of be able to, that's the most, it's right in front of you at the switch of leadership, so I think it's such a powerful moment. And I'm so happy that I got to be a part of that. But no, it was a blast getting to shoot that and then getting to see how it all came together, and the way his face got all bloodied up, and I thought they did a fantastic job with all that. So
yeah, I mean that scene alone, I mean, for you guys must have been kind of epic. I mean, I would imagine that was pretty epic, having to turn. This guy used to be your leader. Now, Kal, I'll call you Kal, James. You were the one who took him, right, to Sanctuary. I mean, what do you think Kal's perspective is that? Was that like coming back afterwards, being like, "What I just do," kind of thing, like I should have killed him or something like that, or what I mean?
Do you think immediately he turned on Gregory, or do you think that this was something that he had conflict with?
Oh, conflict of whether or not I should question Gregory's decisions at that point?
Yeah.
About bringing him to the Sanctuary,
And actually just the dealings with Negan.
Yeah, it's not terribly clear when Kal found out. I mean, I guess it was like immediately after, or how far along they were when I found out, when Kal found out. But I think, I think he was livid that Gregory would try to do that to our community without even consulting us, without consulting Maggie. It's like, as Maggie says in that episode, or maybe it was the one before, where Gregory first arrives back at the Hilltop, that's why I left him there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want any part of that. I wasn't going to think, it's maybe up to speculation whether or not, we had a huge argument, whether I tried to convince him otherwise, whether I tried to stop him. But, I think it was clear that like he had made up his mind, and I didn't have any other option but to maybe just warn the Hilltop what he was up to.
Right.
But I came right back.
So General Cat, which is a Pete, you're gonna get me in trouble, bro. General Cat wants to know how do you feel knowing that you turned against the man that gave you shelter?
Oh.
And James is like, I got it. Yeah.
Wait, what?
General Cat.
Yeah, General Cat.
I think I'll answer that by saying I think that, and I've said it before, I think Gregory had to have some form of good leadership skills to be able to organize a community like the Hilltop. So to get those people together, to get it running like as normal of a society as you can in the apocalypse, I think that takes some skill. So I always give him credit on that end. But at the same time, when you have a leader like Maggie coming in, and you saw it in season 7, where she actually took the time to, they make it a point in the show to let you know that Gregory
what the fuck does that?
doesn't care about people's names. He's missed Maggie's name every single time he's talked to her. He doesn't get to know his people. So it takes respect to earn respect, and I feel like Maggie, when she taught me how to farm for that brief second in season 7, that showed how she got involved and integrated with the people at Hilltop and actually cared about individuals there. And I feel like that that gains the respect of the people there. So I think the part where it went from 0 to 100 is when he actually turned on us, as you saw in episode 1. And, he basically said, he did what he did with conspiring with Simon. And that's where we felt betrayed. And that's where it was like, okay, enough is enough. It's one thing to treat us, disrespectfully, but it's another thing to just betray your people. And that's where I felt like it was justified doing what we did. So. Okay.
All right. Linda out in France says, question for Peter. She says, your character seemed... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Say hi. Says, your character seems to be more in the fight this season than the last one. What do you think of this evolution?
I love it. I love every part of it. I think it's definitely I think it's a deviation from the comics, too, because in the comics, I'm pretty sure Kal is the one who goes to all-out war, and he's kind of in that scene with the sanctuary and all the communities where they face off. So the fact that it's kind of being remixed into more of a warrior fighter type of role, I think is awesome, because it's always been a dream of mine to be a badass with a AK-47. So that's been awesome. And I got my first walker kill, which was a life accomplishment. So I love every part of it, of being able to be integrated. And then from a story perspective, I just think it's fitting, because you kind of saw Eduardo in the finale of season 7 go with Maggie and Jesus and Enid over to Alexandria. Yep. And we were kind of the first original fighters from Hilltop to really step up and declare war. Mm-hmm. So I think it works for what's happening.
Okay. Ms. Gay Martina out in the UK. She wants me to ask both of you guys, how did you guys keep straight faces when Gregory's peeking through the little gate hole? Did you guys have to take that a few times, or?
Yeah. When he first comes back to the Hilltop, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. I was actually on top of the gate right there, ready to pop up and like surprise him.
Flip him off.
It was pretty cool. The gates are huge, and they're practical. They move, and I was moving one of them at that time. So personally, I actually was just I had to like open it just a crack, and then hold it there just with my own arms, just so it would stay that way. From where I was standing, it was you actually couldn't see it that well because the gates were so huge. But like when I watched the episode, it was pretty hilarious, and it was pretty awesome actually to watch. Just awesome to watch Xander act, and Lauren too. But in that particular moment, like Xander, he's just so good at in general, but this character is with Gregory too. He brings so many colors how he can like easily go to like, sympathy and oh poor me, and he just has those like really expressive eyes, and one take I think he really pushed his face through there more, which was great to just watch him try a bunch of different things. And yeah, it was funny. It was funny, and it was cool as an actor to just watch him try a bunch of different things.
Right. Yeah. We definitely learned that he uses facial expressions.
Oh my God, he's phenomenal at it.
He's phenomenal at it. I mean, so I could only imagine how you guys might have gotten a few laughs out of that situation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going through some of these things here. I don't even know if I want to ask that, so I think I'm gonna go by it. It's well, no, you know what? She wants to know if you guys have any comments on Chandler's departure, and I don't know if that's something you guys want to even get into. So
that seems like a very controversial topic.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. Question for Peter and James. This is Terry. Terry is right above us up in New Hampshire. Yeah. She's about to get smacked with a giant fucking cyclone nor'easter. I'm going to laugh and point just like I just did now. So, question for Peter and James. Do they feel that they will become the two main bodyguards for Maggie now that you guys have been in the war more?
Well, I feel like we are. Already. Yeah. I mean, you got Jesus and I mean, it's crazy how it's kind of panned out to where there's a lot of people in the show, but you really have a small group at each community now. So it's Enid, Jesus, Bertie, Maggie, myself, and Kal. So I feel like we kind of are. We've already showed that we're kind of the bodyguards or the military of the Hilltop, the generals. So yeah, I mean, I think I don't know, James.
Yeah, I mean, I think we take a bullet for it. That's what you mean for sure. I feel like I would do. I mean, I think we just, like we were talking about before, we just really trust her leadership. We trust her like level head, and her strategy. And I think maybe like a lieutenant or sergeant who follows their commander. Yeah, I would definitely protect her for sure.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget that she is still pregnant, apparently. I mean, I know not much has been made of that, but that storyline has kind of fizzled a little bit as of right now.
With the all-out war.
So let's hope that that's all still going well for the future.
Right.
Francine wants to know, could you guys each give her your best experience being a part of the Walking Dead cast? Or one of your favorite.
Yeah, it's so full of so many amazing experiences. Like, just to be part of that production with all of those people at the top of their game, the cast, the crew, the creatives, the writers, the producers, so like these phenomenal actors, like Xander, Lenny James, like Lauren, Andrew, really great. Even like this year, more like Josh, or Callan, like young, talented guys. It's just great to be a part of something. Like when you're acting, right? It's always, you don't always get that opportunity to be a part of something that's great. Maybe one part's off, maybe like the acting is great, but the writing is loose, or vice versa. And I don't know, I just feel like this is, it's just so exciting to not only work with these guys, but to just get to know them as people, you know,
Right.
Chilling downtime. They're great people. They're super funny, super smart, super talented, so many different interests. We have a super fun time with each other all the time. So I guess what I'm saying is like the community of people that is assembled to put on this amazing production is just, it's really exciting.
Yeah. Everything that James said is completely accurate. The people are top notch in every way. The cast, crew, writers, everybody. The specific experience for me, just one that pops out, is playing my last album in the trailer, in the makeup trailer. And I didn't even ask to. I'm not, obviously I promote my music a lot on Twitter, and the fans have been so nice about just accepting, or not accepting, but being receptive to it. But on set, that's one thing I make sure I'm not a pusher of any of my other things. I'm there to act. I'm there to do my job. And I remember our hair guy, Vincent, was, he knows about my music, and he was asking me about the album I had just released. And we were talking about it, and he's like, go ahead and plug it in. And I had the auxiliary cord. I plugged it in, and then all of a sudden, Lauren Cohen and Caitlin Nakin, Enid, walked in. And, they were getting their hair and makeup done, and my album is playing. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. Maybe they'll figure it out, or I don't know. And then Vincent just makes the biggest announcement ever. He's like, hey, Lauren, hey, this is Peter. Hey, this right here, this is Peter's music. And she's like, what? And she was so like, just, I guess, astonished. It looked like in a good way. And she, I let my whole album play, and they listened to it, and they loved it. So that was such a cool experience, because they were actually interested and receptive to it. So that was cool that happened.
That's awesome.
So I'm just moving stuff around. Don't mind us, man. We're always like shuffling.
Yeah, you're messing my answers up, man. I'm looking at you for approval.
No, you're good. We're shuffling shit, because we're always shuffling shit.
Yeah.
You're golden. You're golden.
You're golden.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Stay golden, yes. So,
Sorry, The Outsiders was one of my favorite books growing up.
question from Tiffany. She says, I'm reading this off my phone. If your characters were to die, how would you want to go out? Guns blazing, becoming a walker, or taking down a major savior, blown up, etc. So what would be like your I guess your ideal way to go out if and when that happens?
Like on a helicopter in the apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
And then just like
And then you just then you just like fucking them out.
yeah, and then like just head to Hawaii.
All right, so
Hawaii.
James basically he doesn't want to die, so that's how he
This
dies.
is not fake.
He dies by not dying.
One of the coolest moments ever this season so far was when Rosita blew up that guy with a bazooka.
She pulling a full Daryl, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the guns blazing thing is just kind of I think more my temperament. Like if I'm playing video games, like my buddy is always like, you can't just cowboy in there and try to like shoot your way through. It's like, no, sometimes you can, man. Sometimes it feels good to do that.
Yeah. I've actually, believe it or not, I thought about this, and I've actually played this whole scenario in my head with headphones on, running on the treadmill. So I would die. I wouldn't disappear. I would die, but it would be a big death, and it would be in slow motion. There would be about, I don't know, 100 walkers behind me, and I'd be running because let's just say Maggie broke her leg or something, God forbid, and she couldn't move, and I would be running to save Maggie, and I would like pick her up, and the walkers would be like right behind me, and I would pass her to Jesus, and Kal's on the gate, and he has to close the gate before the walkers get in, and I'm like trapped on the outside, but I make sure Maggie gets in, and then I just get torn apart by walkers at the gates of the Hilltop.
So you want to go down as the man who saved the leader of Hilltop?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Damn,
No,
I
listen,
like it.
I like it. I like it. That's very heroic.
Thank you.
It's very man bunish. I like it. There it is. I love that thing, man. Let me tell you something. Don't ever get rid of that. Because
I'll try not to.
Look,
I almost cut it off the other day by accident.
Oh, damn.
If you do that, I don't think you'll have a job, right?
This is all I got.
They'll have to give you know. Have you seen this thing they make now? It's to give a dude who wants a man bun. It's like literally a clip-on man bun.
Yeah.
They sell this shit on TV. I'm like, wait, they do like fake clip-on man buns now?
That's like Rob at Walker Stalker. Didn't he have the clip-on mullet?
Oh,
because
he
definitely didn't have that when we hung out with him.
Clip-on mullets. I'm like, this is great.
My mom has always told me whenever I get an action figure, there's going to be a detachable man bun magnet, to where like it comes as like a separate piece.
Yeah.
And you could just magnet the man bun and
Right.
take it off whenever you want a haircut.
Right. Or you can make it like a cool little, I don't know, hair piece on his chin or something.
Yeah, whatever. Accessories included.
Yeah. Yeah. If you got
With the
two,
spear,
you could turn them into
Get a
Princess
spear
Leia.
and a man bun.
Princess Leia.
Yeah. You could do the Princess Leia if you got two.
That's Walking Dead season 11.
Yeah. Or you could be really cool and you could put it up front. I've seen that too. I'm not even kidding. I've seen it up front, man. It's the wildest shit ever. I'm going to read this question. Julia, this is going to go back to probably like, I believe this is Julia's first podcast watching. So this is going to be like, in the beginning of your days. What she wants to know, told you. All right. So basically your reaction to when you were first told that you were going to be on the show, and any kind of like comedic things that have happened to you guys on the show as well. Practical jokes,
Yeah, I was thrilled. Obviously, I really didn't think I had auditioned like three times in 3 days or something like that. I submitted an audition for the first role. Was told to give an adjustment. Then was given a different role, retake for that, and then I think finally the role after that, I was told that like they really like you for this one character. You're going to be booked as this recurring role, and I was like thrilled because I didn't know. I just knew that once the creators were interested in me, that there was something good going on. That hopefully, if I just kept doing my same thing, that something about the way that my energy and my acting aligned up with that show and the vision that those guys were putting together.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like the right ingredient for what they might have been trying to make there, and that plus a lot of like just sending out good vibes. I and then finally when I found out, I was thrilled, and from then on, it kind of felt like just a whirlwind because it was like. I never really it's been like 15 years since I ever spent time in Atlanta, and then I was going to a new place down there and meeting all those new people in a new setting, and just to see the set, which was like huge and enormous. So that part to me is all part. Oh, and then like the reveal that the person that you thought that you were cast as is actually you're not playing that person. You're playing this guy named Kal. And here are the pictures of him from the comic, which was all part of like the thrill of it all. Because I didn't even know that I was part of the comic at first. Because I think originally my character's name was like Jason or something like that in the sides. So that was amazing. There's just like all these like surprises, like these pleasant surprises. And there's like tons of funny stuff that we do on set. Like I can't even pick one. Hanging out with Xander is like one in itself. That's like. If you just want to have a good time and just crack jokes with Xander. I'll have to come back to you on that one. I'll let Peter go so I can go into the shoot database up here.
Yeah. Getting cast. I think I said this in a video before, but for those who don't know, it was crazy. It was kind of similar to James's process. 3 days, 4 days, and just. Different variations and different sides and adjustments. And I just started a job at Costco and I was exhausted because I was working 3 a.m. to like 11 in the morning. And so it was just an audition that I was just like, yeah, let me just do it. Let me just turn it in. And had no idea what it was for. I just knew it was, I had to sign an NDA for it. And then the second round, I found out it was for Walking Dead. Still didn't think I was going to get it because I had been kind of on a losing streak for a year with auditions. And then they told me the next day, they're like, Scott is interested in you for the role. And, I kind of did my research and I was like, oh, Scott Gimple, like the creator of the executive producer on the show. And I was like, oh, this is a big deal. And I kind of didn't want to get my hopes up and tried to block it out of my head, but I was at work and I just had time to think. And I just thought about it for 7-8 hours in a row, and then I left work that day. I got a text message from my agent saying, congrats, you booked the role. We'll call you in a few minutes with some details.
Nice.
And I screamed like a little girl. Greatest moment of my life. And then I was just like, how am I going to get out of work? That all worked itself out. And same thing with the comic book, strip on the wall. When we got there, we found out we were playing different people all together. And by the
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Uh-oh. James? You
I'm
there?
here.
What happened to Peter?
Yeah.
Peter froze on
The
us.
climax.
Peter?
I think he was about to divulge something and Scott Gimple.
He cut the feed.
We've
made so many jokes about stuff like that.
We've made jokes about that before.
He Jedi paused it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So we lost him completely. He's
Show.
he's gonna have to
It's
call
the
back.
James Chen show.
Oh shit!
Len?
There he is.
I
How
like
you
that.
doing, man?
That's awesome.
Little Lenny action.
Yeah, your shirt is in the mail. I just didn't. I have to pick it up. I didn't have a chance to pick it up today.
That's okay. No problem. We'll wait and see what happens with Peter. We should get him back, hopefully.
By the way, a friend of ours just messaged me. His name is Thomas. He does a lot of stuff with Walker Stalker. And
Oh, great.
he does a viewing party for The Walking Dead at Bar 9 in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And he said that you should stop by. when they have their viewing parties.
Yeah, that'd be great. Every week.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think they do. Yeah.
I believe every week. Yeah. But I'll have him reach out to you on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll send you if you want. We'll send you his handle and then take it from there.
That'd be great.
Can
Thanks.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
See me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Click on this picture.
I think I froze up.
You did.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
You guys are past that. I'm sorry.
No, man.
Nobody here.
Hold on, we got you. You're coming.
Oh, great. Now you guys switch sides. This is going to fuck me up. We can't see your picture, though, Peter.
Grab that mouse.
Oh, hold on.
What is going on
I don't know.
now? This is really bothering me.
Guys,
Guys,
keep
look.
talking to James. I'm going to call back with a... hold on. I think I figured it out. There we go. Camera on.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Guys,
Sorry, I don't use Skype very often.
That's okay. I don't know what happened. I think, Skype likes to give us little hiccups every now and then.
Yeah.
Guys, if there's some kind of viewing issue on your side, obviously the weather right now up here isn't that great. We're streaming. I'm checking everything as we're going. We're streaming well, but I see that the screen keeps loading a little bit, like it is right now, but it's a brief load, so it might give you just an extra little delay. We can control everything on our side. We can't control Mother Nature. So hopefully you guys can still see everything, hear everything. Let us know if you're having any kind of problems. And blah, blah, blah. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that comment, Terry. Terry wanted you to take your shirt off, James.
Who's Terry?
Do it.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Damn.
He did the magic mic tease.
Drop the mic.
Oh, no.
I gotta save that for Instagram, son. No, I have been working out a lot. I've been starting with this new protein shake.
Okay.
And
you wanna name drop? I mean, what do you got?
yeah, it's Dot Fit. Apparently, it's from the guy who started Gold's Gym. He kind of got tired of all the additives and stuff, and so he made his own thing called
I've heard
Dot
of it.
Fit.
Yep, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to grab it, but
Yeah, no, I've heard of it.
just 2018, baby. Got to make some changes. Got to level up. Got to escalate and elevate your program.
Okay.
I've been trying to combine calisthenics with weightlifting, trying to get a good combination of size and strength there.
All right.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
We'll get right back to the hard-hitting questions before anything else happens. It's 8:15. It's been 45 minutes. You guys good for another 15 or so?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I just want to make sure. I don't know what the time frame is, what you got going on, whatever. So.
I got another 3 hours. Let's do this.
Oh, well.
Why just 3 hours?
Make it 4.
I would do that, but Chris almost killed me at the gym today, so.
Oh, Jesus. New year, new him.
Yeah.
And I'm introducing him to the gym, so.
I'm trying to lose weight,
Nice.
and he almost killed me. I don't know.
I didn't almost kill him.
Hey, it's the first time. The first day is always the hardest, man. It's uphill from here, so
Yeah.
or downhill, whatever. However you want to look at it.
Yeah. All right. So Daphne wants to know, and Daphne is out in
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
It's
Oh,
she
cool.
said it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. She wants to know which character death hit you the hardest.
The whole series or this season?
Yeah, I guess the whole series. In general.
Big one.
You might
I mean,
as well
Herschel's
Instagram
always-
back up,
always
because it
tough.
hasn't changed anything.
Trying to think.
One that stuck with me this season is Shiva.
Yeah.
You really missed that little blue guy, huh?
I just meant to get him on set, and he's like skin tight little undies.
I mean, hey, whatever you're into.
I don't. Yeah, it's like no judgment, just a thing. No, yeah, because so when Shiva jumped in there, she could have easily destroyed that little crowd of walkers that was gathering around her, but she didn't. She kind of like laid low and didn't thrash about too much. She like let herself get devoured so that she would be the meal instead of, you know, Ezekiel and all those, and Carol and all those guys.
Okay.
I thought that was, I don't know. I thought that was huge.
It was pretty good. It was a pretty good comic book scene. So that was definitely cool to see.
That people were still pissed about for some reason.
Yeah.
It was too graphic.
Yeah, I don't know. Last I checked, you were watching a comic based on the apocalypse. So guess what? It's going to be graphic. Pete, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, Herschel was tough. I think.
I agree with that.
Is it Sophia? Was she Carol's
daughter?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that was tough. I mean, every single one of them is bad, but those are the two that really stick out. I think even Eric this year.
Yeah.
His performance was great. And him and Aaron obviously had a really good relationship, and that they did a really good job of playing that scene out and really hitting us where it hurts with that one. So I feel like that's another big one too.
Okay. All right. Linda wants to know, do you think Maggie, a woman, will succeed where Rick and Ezekiel failed?
A good question.
Yeah. Linda drops bombs, man.
She comes
Linda
up with
drops
amazing
bombs.
questions.
I think there's going to be strengths and pros and cons to everybody. So I think Maggie, just like you saw, she was battling, almost being a little like Rick in that mid-season finale. Where Rick would have just easily popped a cap in that savior. Maggie was struggling through it. So I think it's all about adjusting and growing and evolving. But I definitely think there's just it's going to be. She's a great leader, and she's shown that, and she's going to evolve. And I think that there's going to be areas where she may be better than Rick, and I think that there may be areas where Rick may be the leader that you need in that situation too. So, and Ezekiel. But I think obviously to lead as many people as they do right now obviously says something about them as leaders right now. So they all have great qualities.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like it's war,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so much unpredictability in a war, and advantages shift. Oh, did I freeze? Oh no, a little bit.
No.
Like advantages shift back and forth, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly throughout the course of that war. And I feel like because of that, it makes me feel like if someone can take advantage of one of those like little leans, then that could be just an opportunity, a better one than other ones had. So that doesn't really answer that question, but I personally love it if just Maggie tore stuff up herself, just because she's got a lot, Glenn and all that. It'd be a good.
I think it's coming. I really do. I mean, she's starting to show that her. I'm gonna put it this way. She's starting to show that her field of fucks to give is very barren. So like she popped one, and I think who knows? She could pop one every day until she's looking at Gregory. Who knows? And I know that we kind of all hope book death that he deserves. So hopefully that'll happen. That'd be great. Sorry, Kat, not sorry. Hercules says,
and we're back on the list.
Yeah, a question for James. If you were in Eugene's spot, captured to work under Negan, would you and return to Maggie like a badass warrior, or be too scared like Eugene and betray him?
That's also a good question. What's up, Hercules? I would like to think that I would love to try and, get the better of my captor if I had the chance. But I feel like it's easy to say, because I think it's hard to underestimate the fear that Negan puts into people and what that can do to someone and their obedience, I guess. I wish I would love to do that, but I will say also, like, I used to take martial arts. I mean, I'm back into it now, but like 10 years ago, I was really into it, and I was feeling awesome, like walking down the street, feeling very confident about my abilities. And then one day, I'm chilling with my girlfriend at the time, and these kids come up and they put a gun in my face. And in that second, all like imaginary fantasy of how like badass I was just like didn't even exist. Forget about like sweeping it aside. It just wasn't even a thought. I just like gave the guy my money and I looked away from the weapon. And that was a surprise for myself for a lot of reasons. Just one of which was like how powerful the fear of death is. And I, though Eugene, yes, he is doing Negan's bidding. It's like, I get it, you know?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The bidding.
Pretty deep. That was deep.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think I told you that story.
Yeah.
That's,
Interesting, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, welcome. This was in New York?
That was in West Philly.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So,
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
so yeah, you know, West Philly, New York City, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I'm trying to get to the next question. Oh, this is actually all right. So, question from Linda says, did you guys ever imagine that Carl would die before you guys would? I mean, is that something you guys could field? If not, to say pass.
Hey, I think I'm dying every episode. James can tell you that. I call James about 6 times a week, and and we just speculate for hours. Well, I speculate. He's just like, it's okay, man. You're gonna be fine. Yeah, just relax. Yeah. I always think I'm dying, so yeah, everything's a surprise to me.
Okay, all right.
Although, yeah, it's almost like he's been out. Carl has been out in the post-apocalyptic world, you know, dodging danger and walkers and for years. So that's like a lot of risk to take, I guess. That's I guess all I'll say about that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's good. It's good for me. Are any of you guys going on the Walker Stalker cruise, by the way?
Not I.
Okay, I don't know. There's
Not yet.
people asking if you were going to go on the cruise. I think that comes up sometime this month.
Oh, this month?
I think it's in January. Yeah.
I did just get with, I think, the same agent as James here for cons for booking. So it's ZSC Entertainment. So hopefully we'll both be very busy this year with
I saw
with
that.
conventions.
I saw you posted that. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Kal, Eduardo, Hilltop, duo.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it would be great to see you guys in Chicago. We're going to be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe
Yeah, I love Chicago. That's a beautiful city. I would love to be there.
Chicago is great.
So all the fans have to do is tag myself, James. Well, it's not all, but I mean it's 4 people, but they got to tag myself, James, ZSC Entertainment, their Twitter, which is ZSC Entertain, and then James Frazier or Walker Stalker. If they tag those 4 people, you know, the 2 of us and the convention owner and the agent that we're represented by, then that'll get things going. If they see enough of those, then that's how these things work. I booked Walker Stalker Atlanta just purely off of fan requests, and that's as easy as it is. So,
Okay. Well, we'll make sure we get on that then.
yeah, we'd love to meet as many people as we can. So,
Yeah. Well, don't worry. You'll get plenty of retweets out there. That's for damn sure. Let me see. Francine from Staten Island, New York. Question: who do you think will be the only survivor in the end?
Not Eduardo.
Because you die every episode. I get it. Okay.
Maybe to be your walker self, walking around
With the man bun.
man bun. No, the walker man bun.
The Walker Man. I mean, have you guys ever thought about wanting to be a zombie? I mean, if it happened that way, would that be like, would you rock it, or would you be like, no, fuck you guys, I'm out?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the world, so it's like gotta fulfill the world, right?
I've never thought about how you just brought up a really funny image in my head with me as a walker.
With a man bun.
Look, that's hilarious.
We could have Oscar ask him to draw it, I mean, we're still waiting on Oscar to draw a bunch of shit for us. Oscar!
He's watching Instagram.
Oscar!
Hey, real quick, Oscar just texted me. I think he missed the beginning of this.
That motherfucker.
Sorry?
No, I'm so. I was talking shit to Oscar, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm about to talk shit to Oscar too.
All right, cool.
But no, he just texted me, so I talked about the shirt, and I don't have the link right now on my Twitter. Well, not on the top of it, but everybody go talk to Oscar about the shirts, because, like I said, he designed it, and yeah, he's the man behind the madness. So we're both in it, but he did want me to ask about that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks awesome, by the way, Peter. I've always
Thank you.
liked that a lot. Oscar also just put the finishing touches on a cool new Kal ink with color that he did. That looks pretty awesome. He made me like super extra jacked there, which I appreciate. Appreciate that, Oscar.
Yeah, we'll get.
Yeah, solid. That was dope.
Oscar's been banging out some great art, man. That he's relentlessly at work with that. So,
Oh yeah.
We can't fault him, man. We're waiting patiently for our stuff, so don't worry. Maybe I'm waiting patiently, Oscar. Maybe. I know where you live, bro. I know what cons you'll be at, man. Look, we started talking about Walker Stalker Con Chicago, and it's already blowing up. So don't be surprised.
Nice.
Don't be surprised if your pages are full of retweets for you to be there.
Hell yeah! Thank you guys.
Yeah, guys. Once again, the whole screen freezing up thing. I'm sorry, it's out of our control. The only thing I can think of is just the shitty weather that's going on right now. Gives it a second there. Where are we at? Linda. 38 Savior prisoners in the Hilltop. Do you think that Negan will take the risk to save them? He does claim that people are a commodity, but
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tactic. I think that I'm on there. I didn't even think about that with obviously when I saw it. But that's not something I would have thought of going into the war, where people can be used as as trade. So I don't know if I can answer that. But James.
Yes, that is I didn't know what else I can say about that either. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
you don't know anything.
No.
That's his answer.
I don't even know if I survived this season. I really don't. I don't know what happens. So.
All right. Well,
we got no clue.
Obviously we know there's certain things you guys, got to keep hush hush. That's why I tell you, if you wanted to say pass, say pass. I'm good with it.
I do think that's a great question, though. I mean,
yeah. No, yeah.
It does question of what the guy will do. Which is probably.
Yeah, I mean, in my own opinion, this is obviously my own opinion, but in my own opinion, I think that he always talks about how valuable people are. So does he think that 38 of them are worth it? It's possible. I mean.
Or he could also say fuck him and leave him there.
I mean, maybe he'll try to. Maybe Maggie's going to try to use them as bargaining chips. Who knows, right? It's all speculation in our eyes. So, Linda again for Peter and James. Eugene helped Negan get out of the sanctuary. Wait, what? Eugene helped Negan get out of sanctuary and helped Gabriel and Dr. Carlson to escape, playing both sides. Is it smart or dangerous?
Peter?
Can you repeat the question one time? I was waiting on James to.
Sure.
I couldn't hear the last part.
It says Eugene helped Negan get out of the sanctuary, and he helped Gabriel and Dr. Carlson to escape, playing to escape also. She wants to know, is playing both sides, do you think that's smart or dangerous?
I think it's dangerous. I think that's just a way. That's an easy way to get exposed. I think he's playing with fire every time we've seen him on screen. He's playing with fire, but he kind of got himself into that situation. It kind of plays into his character, but it's interesting to see how Eugene handles it. And you can see there's glimmers of hope, and then there's moments where it's just it's just like, oh damn, so. We'll see how it plays out, but I think that it's a very interesting game that he's playing for sure.
Yeah, I agree. But I guess.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, just that clearly he's had some sort of. He calculated it was worth the risk. I just think that shows how high the stakes are for him now.
But I mean, sorry, I'm searching for more questions for you guys that are in our DMs, I believe. In the meantime, I have a question actually about a music question for you, Peter. Let me see where to go. Rachel wants to know. Unrelated, but how did you get into music? How did you get into your music career? She says she loves approval.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I've been writing since I've been writing poetry. I started writing poetry when I was 6, and I kind of did it as an escape. My parents were going through a nasty divorce, and I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, so I wrote poetry to kind of express myself, and then along with that, I was listening to Eminem on my Walkman CD player, and I saw how he turned feelings into songs, and that's how I started writing, and slowly it evolved into singing mixed with rapping, because rapping was kind of like my first passion. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I wanted to start actually composing tracks and making CDs like he did. And I taught myself how to produce and engineer, and now that's kind of what it's turned into. So it's myself and the guy Marquise you guys met, the producer, and another producer, and the three of us, we just sit around and see what sounds good, and then I write the songs and put it out. But yeah, it's been something I've been doing all my life, and it's really close to my heart because it was kind of like a way of expressing myself. Still is. So
okay, awesome, man. That's great. I mean,
thank you.
We draw inspiration from everything in life, you know what I mean? So and it's definitely made you where who you are and put you where you are right now, so that's great.
Thank you.
Michelle said, how about them Packers, Peter? #skull.
Oh, that's a low blow, man. What's Michelle's Twitter name?
Whole lot of crazy.
Whole lot of crazy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just jot that down. Yeah. It's been a rough season, but you know what? It's gonna force our team to get better because you can't put the whole thing on Aaron Rodgers' back, which I've been saying for years, and we got exposed this year. We can't. We got to have a defense. So
yeah, I mean,
and an offensive line.
well, it's a team effort no matter what. But knowing that when Aaron goes down, you kind of just felt it in your bones, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I bleed every year because I'm a Bears fan. So,
Ugh. Ah.
whoa, guy, hey, huh? Take it
Wait,
easy.
wait. No, I respect it, man. I respect it. That's the biggest rivalry in sports, right there.
Yeah.
Packers and Bears.
We try to make it interesting. I think, we give our best shot.
Yeah. The future is bright for the Bears, I think.
I think so. I think this kid's got a good head on his shoulders. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Someone told me I suck. Why do I suck? What did I do? Chris is fired. What the fuck? Why am I fired? What did I do?
Apparently, we're missing questions.
We're missing questions because the feed is fucking full of shit. Stop filling up with shit, and then we won't have fucking missing questions. How about that? Fucking. I'm scrolling. I see stuff about schmegma. The fuck is schmegma?
Oh, that's
Afterbirth. Oh, my bad. I don't even.
I only know that because of a Cards Against Humanity game that I played.
Okay, well, I don't think that has anything to do with this right now. I'm not really worried about it.
I mean, you want to
You
know
guys play Cards Against Humanity? I mean, that's always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see.
I play it with my family sometimes, which is kind of awkward.
Yeah, that could get really awkward.
It does get a little, especially when you use the expansion packs.
Yeah.
Those expansion packs are brutal.
Yeah.
Peter, question from Linda. Your new album, your new EP approval is available. Sorry, Linda's out in France, by the way.
Oh,
She says, which track is your favorite on the new EP? You said there's 6 out on the new one?
yes. 6 tracks. That's tough. I really like right now. It always changes because every time I'm recording it, that song is my favorite. Whatever one I'm working on at the time. But right now, being removed from it for about a month from recording, I'm really liking Approval, the title track, and Come Back Home. It's kind of on the poppier side, but I think they're 2 really good records that I definitely want to push for some radio spots. But I think it'll change over the next couple weeks. Playing for Pride was my first favorite song on the album after I finished it, so it'll probably change.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You mind if we're gonna spin back? I got a show question. With all the extra action you guys have been getting, because we have I believe Eric is still here. He's Eric is here. He's you probably might have bumped into him. He's usually dressed as a zombie. But with all the extra roles, and screen time you guys have had. I know, Peter, you had, the AK and you were running around shooting zombies all over the place and everything. But I mean, how has been like the choreography training and all that stuff and everything you guys have had to like do the extra now this season, with your roles and stuff, killing the zombies and all that stuff. I mean, can you enlighten us on like that whole thing? What's wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I did a gun. I went to a gun range. They invited me to come out. One of the earlier episodes for training, which was great because I didn't really know how to handle guns, and I did that. It's kind of just been like, here you go, try it, give it your best shot. And obviously, we're not firing. Live rounds most of the time. Sometimes we'll be firing blanks, but most of the time it's kind of just, you're pantomiming everything. But it's real easy to get into character, and it's real easy to look like you know what you're doing when everything feels so real. And I mean, the sets and the makeup, everybody on that show knows how to make that environment and that world so real and come to life. So it's been really easy to get into character, and even my little tidbit with the shooting the walker. I remember when we shot that day, I didn't even fire any rounds, nothing. It was just me holding the gun and me pantomiming 2 shots. And I told Greg, I said, hey, this is my first walker kill. And he made a big deal out of it, which I thought was so cool of him. And he actually brought the Steadicam who was on somebody else or covering some other part of the scene to actually get behind me and follow me through my shot. And it ended up making the final cut. And I was just like, that's so cool. And then when I did ADR, which is when you go into a studio and you add your voice for some of the episodes, I got to see the final cut of that scene. And they added in gunshots and the walker's head exploding and the noise and obviously the score underneath. And it was just like, wow, all of this was put in after the fact. And it was so cool on set that day. And it's now 1,000 times cooler. So I know I went all over the place with that answer, but that's you know.
All good. Hold on. Oh, sorry. We just had someone tune in from Australia, by the way.
Nice.
It's literally like tomorrow there right now, by the way.
Yeah.
They're like 12 hours ahead of us.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, you got quite the head start on us, damn it. So let me see. Let me get back to where we got here. What part has surprised you the most? Maggie, who killed someone unarmed, or the fact that she used the same method as Negan? She means by picking someone out as an example and just killing them. So I'm guessing Maggie, who killed someone unarmed, or the fact that she used the same method as Negan. Okay. As far as
Is that
like,
what you?
yeah, I think she
know what
mean.
happened?
Well, I guess she picked out the piss pant guy out of the pen and just blew his brains out basically. He was unarmed and whatnot, so I'm guessing she's wondering if how surprised were you about that? Like the fact that she killed an unarmed person, or that she kind of used the same tactic as your enemy by just making an example out of somebody.
James, you got it.
Well, Maggie did have more information about his behavior, right?
Yeah. True.
He did try to drop. Who was it in the kitchen?
It was Tara and Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it. So I guess you could say, like, if you look at it from that way, it wasn't like completely unwarranted. He wasn't completely innocent. Like, yeah, there was no trial. But I think what's cool about that moment is that, I mean, many things. It's like it evolved what Maggie is going through, how she is discovering how like horrific war is, and what it's like to be a leader, and what it's like to be because like they just had our beloved blacksmith murdered. Stopped, and I love that guy. And
That's it.
I know.
Can I tell a funny story about him after this?
Sure.
So no.
Okay, go ahead, James. I'm sorry. I just thought it was something
I
hilarious.
was gonna say, just how like it's like war. It's like you can't. It's war, and she's a leader, and it's like she did need to send a message, and she did, and it's like I guess chess in that way, and like you can't. She couldn't certainly like do nothing after they were attacked like that on the road. Which I don't know. I think I was surprised of it that Maggie. I think we were all surprised because we've never seen Maggie do that before. But I think it makes sense given the circumstances.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame her. Honestly, I'm just saying.
How about you, Peter? What do you think? Oh, I think you answered it. I was just gonna say that our blacksmith, his name is Carl. I can't remember his last name. His name is Carl, and he's been Carl with a K, and he's been working on the show since season 6. He was in that first Hilltop episode that we were in, and every time I see him, I always talk to him just about his blacksmith duties, and I think he's so cool because he's just such a lovable. He's like a Jerry, if you see him in person, he's a big guy. And I think I think he told me last season 7, he said something about him dying, or that he was going to die. And like last I knew about it in season 7, he was dead. He was gone. He said he wasn't coming back. And I remember seeing him like a week before that episode was shot, and I was just like, "You made it, man! You're back! I'm so happy that you're back! Like, I'm glad you didn't die." And I just saw that, and I was just like, "Oh shit!" But he's the most lovable guy, and he was he's just so happy to work on that show, and I mean, we all are, but his attitude is perfect.
Yeah.
And just little tidbit of information. He's a cool guy.
He just exudes blacksmith or maybe like miner.
Yeah.
It's like an uncommon look to have.
Right.
That beard. Or maybe Nostradamus. I don't know.
Nostradamus. Telling the future and shit, you know.
Sorry, that just hit me that hit me in a funny spot real quick. Let me see. Oh, did you get any? Did you guys get to do any smack talking with Xander when you roughed him up and threw him in the pen? Like, was there any scenes you guys shot like when you were like really, just smack talking the shit out of him while you were doing it?
He says so much shit in between takes. It's so funny.
I definitely see him as a smack talker.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. James knows a lot more about that than I do. I think him and James have a really good. Him and I have a really good Twitter banter going on, back and forth. But him and James in person are hilarious because they're always going at each other.
Well, yeah, I guess ever since like the tension is built between us, so that I guess that you saw in this season is like, it's a Kal. I thought we had something. Follow her now? Not doing his work well.
Yeah.
This is what I get for putting you up. What else is he?
Yeah.
One line that, because we filmed that with many takes, different angles. I think there was a line or a word that you and I each had, Peter, that didn't make the final cut, which was like, "Don't make this any harder." And you said something too as we were dragging him in there in that scuffle.
Yeah.
And we tried a bunch of different versions of how to bring him in there too.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
Yeah, he was calling me Ed Weirdo, Ed Rudo.
Ed Weirdo, yeah.
Ed Weirdo,
yeah. He's hilarious.
He did refer to you as Ed Weirdo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some about
I didn't get to see. Somebody was saying he was talking shit on that episode with you guys. What did he say? Was that it?
Yeah, he's saying how he likes.
Okay.
He wanted to know what the hell's with all the shirtless pictures and all this shit.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy. Every time I see him, his shirt's always off.
Tell him, I'm wearing all these damn layers at the Hilltop. I gotta ventilate.
It's true.
The shirts off is old news, man. That's so 2015.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I'm just letting you know it came from his lips to your ears.
Yeah. I love Zen.
I know, man, and I love hearing about the kind of stuff that happens behind the scenes because that's cool shit.
Real quick, we might be interrupted. I'm gonna try something.
Don't do that. You know what's gonna happen, right? You're gonna. Oh. I don't know. You're the tech guy.
I don't know. We're having a lot of technical issues right now.
No, don't do that, James. Don't do that. Don't mess with us. we're already having enough problems without thinking that you froze on screen.
Peter.
Yeah. Peter's Skype just said, "F you, I'm out." Dropped him.
Peter, did you hear the part where James was like, "Oh shit, that must have been AMC and Scott Gimple."
Yeah.
Disconnect. Tapping in.
Shit, he said too much. Pull the plug.
Who started that? Who started that whole thing?
someone said something to us, and I was like, "Oh shit, is that like a sniper sight I see on your chest?" And they were like, "What?" I'm like, "I think you said too much."
Yeah, the AMC police were there to take you out.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm scanning.
We're good.
Always get away.
What's that?
Style for us.
What?
Peter's.
What?
You want to freestyle? Peter's.
I would love it. Everybody over here would. Actually, there's somebody did ask you to sing while you were on. I was like, I'm not going to ask Peter to sing right now. He's got to tune everything up.
I will personally. I will come back on this show and sing. I just, no joke. I've been dealing with a cold for the past week.
Yeah.
And if I do freestyle, it's going to be super explicit, probably. So let's not do that.
No, let's not do that. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to hit you guys with one last question, and then we'll wrap it up. This question is from Terry. She wants to know, do you feel like all the groups, Kingdom, Alexandria, and Hilltop, will merge and become one? Or will there be some factions? Do you think some factions will split off?
Again, I mean, we can only speculate about that, but I think that I think that we have a common enemy, and it would make sense for us to try to band together and get shit done. Obviously, I feel like saviors just keep popping up everywhere, so we got to come up with some numbers too. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the whole Oceanside being reintroduced? I mean, you guys aware of that situation, right? I mean,
Which part?
well, I mean, as far as like Oceanside being, we saw Grandma get shot. Enid kind of blew away Grandma. And Natalia was the leader of Oceanside. So I'm figuring now that Sadiq is with Alexandria. Now in the comics, I don't know if Sadiq is part of Oceanside in the comics. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're gonna try to pull those two story arcs together where Oceanside is back on scene, even though Enid just killed Grandma. But then you have Sadiq, who's chilling with the Alexandrians right now, and I don't know if they're going to try to be to bring those two together,
kind of bridge it.
To kind of be to bring Oceanside into the war, against the Sabres with you guys.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. I do know that they're part of the comics and that they've deviated a little bit, But yeah, I mean, I think that it's definitely an interesting storyline, because it's kind of been its own thing every time we've seen it on screen, Oceanside. So I feel like, just as a viewer, I would think that it would be heading in the direction of us teaming up with them, and now we'll see that Enid and Aaron are there, so maybe we can work something out, and they can speak on our behalf. And
sorry, Peter.
No, that's it.
I was just saying, one thing that I think is cool also as a viewer to see, kind of because we hadn't seen them in a while, to see them again is just a reminder that these guys have always been there since the last time we saw them, doing their thing, doing their Oceanside thing. And I just as far as telling the story and shaping the world and keeping them alive in the audience's minds is cool, I guess. You see maybe in real life, when you see a friend you haven't seen in a while,
Mm-hmm.
That they've been busy doing stuff, and I think it's cool to think oh, what have you guys been doing since the last time I saw you? And I thought those actors did a great job of when Grandma got shot and just what that was like and the tension that introduced between an otherwise friendly group of Alexandrian, between Aaron and Enid,
Right.
and Oceansiders, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously, like I say all the time, it's speculation on our part as fans, and I know that you guys can only obviously give so much, but even any kind of speculation you guys can throw in there, is always fun to hear. So
Yeah, as a fan, most of the time I'm watching this, and I'm sure James can attest too. When we're watching these episodes, it's kind of like seeing it for the first. It is seeing it for the first time, but it's we're so far removed from when we shot that it's like watching a show that you've never heard about or had no part of. So with that said, as a viewer, it's fresh to us too. And, I speculate all the time about where the story's headed. And even sometimes when we're shooting, I'm just like, we only get pieces of a script. So we don't know what happened before or what might happen after. But yeah, I would think, because I honestly don't know, I would think that, yeah, let me just nod.
It's okay, man. Just smile and wave. Just smile and wave. Yeah, exactly. Hello? No, I'm not on a podcast talking about the show. What would make you think that?
Right. The lights in Peter's apartment go out.
What are you doing here?
Everything, the lights come back on, and it's just his bun stuck to the wall. Oh, God. Stephanie Morris, real quick. Stephanie Morris, Peter, if you had to choose between acting and your music career, which one would you choose and why?
Ooh.
Damn.
Toughie. That's tough. A year ago I would have said music. But this show, and I'm not saying this just because I'm talking about it or because everybody watching this is a Walking Dead fan, but this show has really just reignited that passion for acting for me. Just being on set and seeing so many brilliant actors, and getting to be immersed in something so big, not just a TV show and not just the #1 TV show, but a culture and something that is going to live on, years and years after it's over. That's really made me want to be a part of something like this again. I think that as an actor, I think it's so cool just to get into a role where you can have an impact on that many people. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I've really, really had this whole new inspiration to, I've always had the inspiration there. It's always been there to act, but I feel like it's a different type of fire now. So I'd say they're about equal. I mean, I don't know if I could choose, to be honest. Some days it's acting. Some days I get in the studio and I'm just like, damn, like this is, and I've worked almost 24 hours before in the studio, but same thing with Walking Dead. James and I will be on set for, it seems like 24 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours sometimes, and not even tired, So passion is there on both sides for me.
All right. That's awesome, man. Well, obviously, look, we don't want to see you guys go anywhere on the show, period. So, I mean, that's obviously how we feel. That's how pretty much everybody feels on this, watching. We don't want you to go to work thinking it's your last day. You know what I mean, P? Like, we don't want that. Yeah. We don't want that stress in your life, bro. Like, that's unwanted.
I'm gonna lose my man bun, man. I'm gonna lose my hair.
Let me see. So is the bun gone? Are you gonna go do like a Chandler haircut? Like when the day happens, is the bun gone or what?
I don't know. I think I definitely like it. It's funny. I actually had the bun by choice before I got the show.
Right.
So it wasn't like this character has a man bun. Right. It was there. I actually had a hood on the first episode I wore, for a piece of the first episode.
Yep.
There's that big picture of me with the hood on at the wall.
Yep.
And I remember the second or third day I came back, word was passed down from Scott Gimple that they wanted the hood off. And obviously I had the man bun, and they did this whole like manicuring my hair type of situation later on in that episode to where it really just showed that. So, but I liked it beforehand, and I think that it's kind of become obviously its own thing, So, so yeah, I think I'll hang on to it. Who knows? I don't know.
All right. Just curious, I mean, figured throw it out there. Other than the album, Peter, what you got and the show? I mean, you got anything else coming on? I mean, you got any announcements you can make, or as far as what you got going on in the coming year so far?
I mean, I'm always, James and I both probably, James as well. We're always working and as actors, auditioning for projects and things like that. There's one that I can't really talk about yet, but if everything gets confirmed and stuff like that gets taken care of, then I'll definitely announce it, and you guys will be the first to know. But as of right now, I feel like I made a lot of announcements in the past two days with the album, and then obviously getting with ZSC, which is huge for me, just because I feel like this is going to be a great opportunity it's good company, it's good company to be with obviously with James, and I know our friend Joshua Michael is with them, who plays
Jared
on the show, and also Cooper Andrews, Jerry. So it's good company to be in. So I'm really excited about that, and yeah, just living life.
Very nice. James, same for you. What do you got going on? Anything on the horizons?
Yeah, I mean, like I just I'm auditioning. It's like we're getting into pilot season here, so but also coming out of the holidays. I guess I did record an audiobook last month, which was interesting. Just spent about a week or so in an audio studio here in the city recording that. That'll probably be coming out in a few months. It was about a reporter who went to China in the 1980s and 90s, and how he learned Mandarin and reported on some of the things that were happening in the city then. There was some more writing. One of my role models is the lovely Michonne, or not Michonne, but Denai, Guerrera. Because she, I saw, actually, I think, Peter, you saw one of her plays too, right?
Yes.
She wrote this amazing play called Familiar, that came out in New York about last winter, and I saw it, and it was amazing. And at the same time, she had another play on Broadway, and like 10 years ago, when I was just coming out of school, I saw her perform in a thing that she wrote. It was like a 2-person show that she actually created in school, and I saw her do that twice actually. And she was wonderful. It was wonderful, and it's just like really, really inspiring to see how she's kept acting and writing and doing both. And now she's, she was writing all the while. She was booking roles, booked Walking Dead, keeps writing, gets the show on Broadway, Black Panther. I think that's an amazing life as far as like the storytelling kind of creation, keeping it with camps. Because like Peter was saying, sometimes like there's more momentum in one area than another, and I think that could be a good thing. I think it's awesome that like Peter, you've got like the music, because that feeds you so much just creatively, which you can then use in life and acting too.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man.
So are we gonna get to see this relationship grow more on social media, the hanging out and the pictures and chilling or whatever? Maybe we could do
James. I'll say this now just because I was gonna text James, but he's here. So I think James has like a bunch of pictures that he hasn't sent me from set. So
oh really?
Yeah. Double check those.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should definitely have a lot of material to post. Maybe back half of season 8. We'll wait for those. But yeah, I love James. I mean, he's a great guy, and past couple times that we've shot in Atlanta, we went to dinner and hung out with some of the other castmates, and yeah, if I lived in New York or if he lived in Atlanta, I'm sure we'd be hanging out all the time. So
sure.
That's cool, man.
Let me just one. No, I love you too. It's been a great journey. Just the beginning.
Hell yeah.
We want more Calwardo.
Calwardo.
You know, that's just
It flows nice.
It just flows nice. Calwardo.
It does.
You know,
It really does.
I mean,
Well,
we
we'll
tried
see, though.
we try to do like, you know, Eduardo and then Kal just doesn't. It's like
Eduardo Kal.
Eduardo Kal. It's not, I don't know. It sounds weird. I don't know.
Kal,
Sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I choose you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you know, Eduardo. You know,
It's like Andy Warhol, but
Eduardo. Sounds like something you'd use to like remove a wart. Give me the Eduardo.
Sounds like a.
Diagnosed with Eduardo.
Give me some strength.
What's
Yeah.
that thing called? A Norwal, where it's like a mythical creature where it's like a dolphin with a fucking like unicorn horn.
Oh
on its
yeah,
head, the
you're
narwhal.
right. The narwhal. Yeah.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Ryan would fucking know that, by the way.
Futurama. There's an episode of Futurama with a fucking narwhal.
Yeah.
So I know that.
Like I said.
Yeah, someone's been reading their Jules Verne.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, by the way, guys, Linda, she wants to know, is Enid really good at guarding that gate like you guys are?
No.
Pete's like, hell nah.
Come on, it's the only thing I have. It's my gate.
It's true.
And I only have half of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
no, she's great.
Cal's
No,
dropping
it
dropping
takes a lot of
bombs.
strength to man those walls.
Yeah, I'm
It takes a
sure.
lot of strength to like pull those gates. They're big. They're big ass walls with big steel or iron pull that we have to like pull back and latch. And there's been a couple times where James and I have had to like do it synchronized and open the gates for people coming in. And it's hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a hard job, man. I'm telling you. If I could go back to Costco, I definitely would.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Shut up.
Said by one ever.
I do have to say though, James, one of I think my favorite scene of any Walking Dead episode by far is you flipping off Gregory.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the funniest fucking things I have ever seen, and because I wasn't expecting it, because The Walking Dead's supposed to be serious and everything, and you just reach over the edge and you're like, "Fuck you."
And the whole pancake shit, man.
Oh
man,
my God,
you,
dude.
like.
And you and Xander were phenomenal because both of you had such straight faces about the whole thing, and I'm like trying not to crack up laughing, and I'm just like, that's phenomenal.
It was.
Thank you for saying that, man. I certainly one of my maybe funnest moments. Like I'm just so thrilled that they wrote that in, that they gave us that development. You know, sorghum comes up a lot in the old hill, talking about the hilltop.
Yeah.
It's hilltops. Sorghum. Right.
Go back to sorting wheat and shit or whatever it is you guys do.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nice
that
to
was-
see some comedy in that type of show. You know, like it's a scene like that, just to give you like a little smile because you know someone's about to die or some shit's about to happen. So you're
Yeah.
like, oh look, he's flipping them off, ha ha ha, you know, and then you get like a little relief in there.
100%. I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people appreciated it in that show. Yeah, it was super fun. I actually didn't think they caught my coverage on that because like I did it once, but I was like totally like off balance and I didn't have a clear line of the camera. So and then they never did it again. I was like, oh well, they just didn't put it in there. But they made it, and couldn't be happier.
That's awesome.
It definitely translated very naturally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. I mean, I did do ADR for the What the Hell line, and I will say I did spend like a good 20 minutes being like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
It's like that episode of College Humor where the Batman finds his voice.
Oh, yeah,
Where are
yeah.
the drugs going? Where are the drugs going?
And I mean, and then Peter obviously wielding the AK, mowing down zombies.
Yep, you know, just killing shit, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about me over here.
No,
What's
definitely.
your favorite scene? That was your favorite scene ever on The Walking Dead?
He said it.
I have to say it was because a lot of
Oh,
things with The Walking Dead, you can kind
Never
of...
coming back on Beazt Mode again.
He's lying.
Wait a minute.
Damn.
Wait, he said it. I didn't say it,
You
bro.
can
I was
get your
just.
shirt.
Oh shit. I'll take mine though. I'll take mine.
That's cold, bro. That's cold. That's cold.
No, listen. This past, I hope it just steamrolls right into the second half. Watching you guys develop more, getting more screen time, more action time, everything like that. You know, I mean, I know you guys will be around for a little while because you got 38 of these dudes in a pen, and pretty much you're guarding them. So, I think the second half and being able to see you guys get some more screen time and
some more badass moments, maybe.
Badass moments, a little bit more comedy relief in there between, either maybe Peter and Gregory or, James and Gregory, whatever. But, I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's only like 50 days away.
Yeah.
We're counting down, obviously, because we're all excited. Yeah. But would you like to leave off with any, I don't know, any droplets for us for the second half?
James?
Pass.
Hard pass.
Wait, I see. Wait, James, don't move. There's a red dot right there on your chest.
Hold on.
Don't move. Don't move.
Xander?
Scott?
I'm excited. I am so excited.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I feel like people are obviously, it goes through waves with the show with emotions, and I feel like right now everybody's obviously shocked and what the hell,
Yeah.
But I feel like you gotta trust people on the show, the actors, from the actors to the creatives, the writers, everybody on the show. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good, and I think that people will be happy.
Okay. People will be.
That was my best Scott Gimple.
Yeah. Wow.
That was very political. I liked it.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. Not. Yeah.
It was vague. It was vague and political. It was good. People will be happy.
Yeah. People will be happy, or they're not going to be sad.
Right.
But they also may be enjoying it while not particularly hating it, and we may find things that we were not looking for, or we may not for things we find. So,
I feel like we're gonna get a message in like a few months from Peter, and he's gonna be like, "Bro, you're not gonna believe what happened to me on set today. What happened?" I walked past Scott Gimple, and all he says to me is, "Good job on that podcast," and then keeps walking.
Yeah, right. If that does legit happen, please tell us.
Oh my God.
That'd be great. But
yeah, well,
I doubt. I doubt we've reached those heights. We're still there's dirt, and then there's the pavement.
And we're
the gum stuck to the pavement.
No.
So James is dying.
We're like, this is the dirt. This is like where we started.
Yeah. Because
we're like 6 feet under. Now we're like 2 feet above ground.
Right. Okay.
We're doing good. We're doing
all
good.
right.
All right. I like it.
We're gonna keep gaining speed.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for continuing to do this awesome podcast, for having us back. I love seeing you guys. I love that you're a beautiful meeting place and a hub for all these beautiful, amazing fans who I just cannot. It's actually it's weird to receive so much positive appreciation for work from all those people, and that means so much. And I just would love to thank them all with you all for all of that. I love you guys.
Well, they just heard you loud and clear.
Yep.
So with that, we'll let you guys say peace out to everybody watching. And then do me a favor, just hang out for 1 minute after we let go of everybody here.
Cool.
All right. Everybody, once again, thank you for being here. We know it's late. We know it's early morning. We know it's the next day. Wherever you're from, we appreciate it. James and Peter appreciate you guys spending the past freaking 2 hours with us. So,
wow.
Yeah. Thank you from us to you. Guys?
Thank you, Australia. Thank you, Scotland. Thank you, America.
Peter's like, I was going to say something, damn it.
I was going to say thank you, Scotland.
Peter, you're up.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And I was talking to James about this like 2 years ago when we started the show, just about how crazy I was on Twitter every single day, and like before even I met you guys, I was just meeting fans and popping in, just saying who I was, and it's crazy how things have just transpired since then. And even talking to James last season, just telling him like how crazy this fandom was, because he even didn't get the full grasp of it, and now seeing him kind of go through like the little things that I went through with the fans, it's so cool. It's just so it's amazing how much it's changed our life, or at least my life. I can't speak for James, but I feel like it's changed our lives, and how much you guys impact us, and how much it means, just to follow our careers and check in and say good morning, and it means the world, and I don't take that for granted at all. And thank you guys, seriously.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We will be back here next week. We'll see you next week. Will be 8 p.m. We'll be with
next Wednesday. Yep.
Next Wednesday, yeah, we'll be here with
Kirk
Manley, artist
at Batman KM.
Yep, at Batman KM, artist for The Walking Dead.
Does a lot of stuff for Walker Stalker.
Yep. So we'll be back here next week. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for being here. Beazt Mode NY.
Peace out.
Later.
Peace.
Hold on, it takes a second here.
Yeah. This one, right?
Yeah. Because instead of them having like the end stream,
yeah, they
like,
make you click
right where we're at, we're
fucking
talking to
bridge.
people, we have to click to like 3 different tabs to get to where we need to close it.